Hey, hello, how are you doing? I mentioned Trace the other day, electrical three-wheeler concept, and I promised to tell you a little bit more about it, but I thought I need to start, 3 steps uh, before that. And maybe I get actually to the point where I can tell you more about it, but if I don't, then I promise I'll do that in the next video. So, I want to talk about pet projects. Um, as a creative person, you always have projects. You always have projects, and obviously, as you do it for a living, the first category, the most important one, are the paid projects. That is, you have a client, he asks you to do something, and to design something for him, and you do that. And we're talking about yacht design, so you do a yacht project, meaning starting from the very beginning, concept sketches, ideas, talk with the client, and then adding what I say, I add layers of reality to that idea until it becomes, a finished project involving yachts, outfitters, etc. So it's a project is a wonderful thing. I love projects. So, and then on the other hand, on the totally opposite side of the spectrum, it's a creative thing because we are only talking about creative things. On the other side of the spectrum are hobbies, obviously. Some are projects, probably. Some aren't. Some are just a casual thing that you just do all the time, like me doing photography. But then I do have also kind of photography projects or themes that I'm trying to follow, or an idea, a concept that I return to whenever there's an opportunity. Or indeed, you can actually say you set yourself a target of a certain idea. Let's say you want to go out street photography and take pictures of 100 strangers. That's a project. But it's also a hobby, unless you're a photographer. And then there is this area in between that goes from speculative concepts or speculative design work to, I think that are the two main things. That's the speculative designs, and the subcategory of that are the pet projects. So speculative design is, I have an idea and I just sit down first. That's the minimum I do, that I sketch then something just so I don't forget about it. It's so far just a concept. So then I think, okay, this is something that has potential, that people could be interested in, and then I might elaborate on that. I draw a profile, or I actually go into 3D, and the idea is to put it all together. You can, there are different levels again. You can do that on your own. You just stop then at the nice rendering, or you collaborate with people that one does the interior, one does the exterior, or you collaborate with a yard or a naval architect. Done it all, and it's I think I love collaborations because I love working with different people, and it's the aim for that is really to put it out there so that people pay attention and notice you. And I always say, I don't really expect that a client would come and say, I love this design, let's build that. It's possible, everything is possible, but it's less likely. What is more likely is that somebody says, that there are interesting aspects of this design. Can you do it, I don't know, a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller? you know, this kind of thing. So speculative concepts are made to actually put out there so that people come to you and start a conversation. And well, that's a great thing. I love doing that, even though I don't get paid. But yeah, that's always the idea, that you get it will lead to something that where you get paid. And well, we do these things for a living, so yeah, that's what we're doing. And then there are the pet projects. That is the ones that you have an idea, and this idea really resonates with you. You think, well, it has either potential, or it has well, I call it, if I would have the money, I would seriously consider actually doing it on my own. It's a little bit difficult for a yacht because they are usually a bit on the expensive side, I have to say that. Some people call that luxury items. So, but okay, you know, a car project is also, let's say, a little bit of a bigger one. Maybe, you know, with a bit of saving money, maybe I can do a bicycle project on my own. Anyway, the idea is that you actually you keep working on that. You add more layers of reality to it than you would usually do. You promote it more. You might not, you know, the idea is not just that you find a client that finds your work interesting and then he hires you to do something else. It's actually, you would look for a potential client, but also, you know, a potential investor that you can pitch the thing, you know, that you can, so you have always in the back of your mind that you actually make it real, and not just that it's not that you're just selling it for somebody else to become a reality. You make it real on your own. Yeah, maybe it's not quite the same level as, oh, you know, I do a startup right away or so and find investors, and tomorrow, from tomorrow onwards, I'll be in the car industry, if it is a car. But you keep working towards it almost as if, I mean, it's not your day job. You still have to do other things. But again, you're not changing your day job to work in a cafe so that you have, you know, just enough money and more time to do that project. It is still, you know, on the side burner, and it still has to get out of the way when there are paid jobs to do. But it is essentially, you know, something that you treat properly, seriously, with the idea that you really want to make it real. And yeah, you know, as a creative person, you might actually end up with more than one or so. But I think my main ideas are really Trace. That's that three-wheeler, which I'm just looking at the time. I'm already talking for, you know, more than 8 minutes again. So that has to wait for the next video. Tubico is the other one. That is a 40-meter swath concept that is, you know, really something different. A yacht that looks very not like any other yacht that you could even think of. And I find that actually super intriguing. So yes, it's a pet project. It's give me the money and I build it. That's, yeah. Which means that I will go and do all the necessary homework, the project management, the everything. Just because, you know, because I love it. And okay, I will tell you about Tubico, and I will tell you about Trace, and I will keep on telling you all the other things that I forgot now to mention. And I hope you by now you're not totally bored by me blah 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 blah. So if you're not, subscribe, and I'll continue doing videos. See you next time.